Hello my friends and welcome back to my channel. This is a trigger warning. There is a good potential that this video may have some animal sex, S-E-X, in it. Misty has gone into heat. It's early, but you can see that flaggy tail? That's her signal to Phineas that she's interested. Phineas is ensuring that she's interested. They don't make it easy, right? She will walk around for quite some time until she decides to stand still. She might even pee on them. There's all sorts of fun things that could happen in this video. So if you're not interested in that, stop now. This also might be a long video because it's the first breeding of the season and Phineas is out of practice. And Misty happens to be one of the more challenging. So you'll hear him blubber. And of course, he's sniffing at her and she's definitely in heat. All those signs, there you go. The fact that she is standing still. Now, obviously, he didn't successfully mount her. Again, he's a little bit out of practice. All this takes time. There we go. Now, that last finale there tells me that he probably finished the job, but one of the things I have to do as an owner is check on Misty and see, yes. So what I'm looking for, I know that's gross, but what I'm looking for is signs that he completed the copulation, so his semen. And I was able to confirm that there's semen in her vagina by just looking, just like humans. So there's how we do it. I'm going to pause this for a second and put the goats away. So bear with me. I will be back to do a bit of an explanation. All right, I'm back. And we're just going to hang here in the doe stall, nice and clean doe stall for a second. So that happened a lot faster than I expected. So Misty was absolutely hard in heat. She was ready. And Phineas figured that out pretty quickly. So what you noticed, or you may not have noticed, is a couple of things. One, this all happens within my closed center aisle of the barn, right? So doors are shut and they have the free reign of the center aisle. That's important to me for a couple of reasons. One is they're confined, they can't run away, but they also have some space. So if Misty were not interested, if she were not quite ready, she would have the opportunity to run away. And that would signal to me it would be time to take her out of the situation. Phineas would probably be upset because, he'd want to get the job done anyway. But if she didn't signal her readiness to him, I would have the opportunity to take her out of the situation and she would not have to endure the buck's advances. So that happens, in the what I'll call as natural a setting as possible without them having too much space to run around. If they're in a pasture together, the buck will just relentlessly mount them until they're pregnant, right? And their hormones will tell them they're pregnant. The second thing is by doing it this way, one, they get the opportunity to do what they need to do naturally, right? That I had no intervention. But two is I know exactly what the date of their copulation was. So I know exactly when that baby should be due. Well, within a 10-day window. And so we'll fill out the board with her exposure date. And we will expose her again tonight. I won't videotape that. It's the same routine, right? So now that you've seen it once, you've kind of seen the whole thing. We might do one more because I think Lotus is going into heat and she's scheduled to be bred to Thorn. So maybe we'll video how that happens, see how Thorn does. But I'm not going to continue to videotape all the exposures. That's how it works. I take the doe out first because there are more does in the stall than bucks. So I want the stall secure before I have a buck running loose. So the doe comes out, then I take the buck out. You may have noticed that the doe, Misty in this case, still had a leash on her. That's in case I need to take her out of the situation fairly quickly. I'm able to get a hold of her and move her back into the stall without having doors wide open and without having risk that Phineas will, or Thorn, would chase them into the stall. Because, you know, if the buck gets into this stall right now, he would just go berserk, right? He'd want to breed all the girls right this very second. So what'll happen now is Phineas will recover. He will have, you know, the rest of the day to rest up and get ready for tonight's date. He will have a date with Misty again tonight. While she's still in heat, she will be receptive to that. And if she still looks like she's in heat tomorrow morning, we will do it again tomorrow morning. He is perfectly content right now, as you can tell. And, you know, he'll be fine to rock and roll again tonight. I am going to see if Lotus is interested because she was starting to show signs of being in heat. I may actually have missed it. She's so subtle. Sometimes I miss her heat, but I'm going to pull her out and see. Denali's starting to show some signs. So now what'll happen, and this is par for the course, as the girls all start to go into heat and cycle, we'll have to figure out how we schedule, right? So if Denali goes into heat today, she's due to be bred to Phineas, but yet I want to expose Misty to Phineas at least one more time. So what'll happen is I'll expose Misty to Phineas tonight and then start Denali's exposures tomorrow with the hopes that she's not in hard heat today and that tomorrow will be fine. Same thing with Thorn, right? Lotus is possibly in heat. We're going to find out in a few minutes. If she's bred to Thorn, then I'll breed her again to Thorn tonight. JC is maybe showing signs of heat. And if she is going to go into heat, she's also due to be bred to Thorn, so it'll be the same deal. So that's how breeding works. I hope you are having a wonderful day, as good a day as Phineas did, and I will catch you at the next one. Bye for now.